Yeah, yeah. Islam, y'all. Back at you. I want to bring my people some more information today and let them know the difference between what is a straw man and what is just a natural born man, or a natural person, or a straw person. They call corporate person, wards of the state. I want to get this information out to you, so when people start asking, well, if you guys knew this information, how come y'all didn't tell us about it? Well, then you can say this to them. Now, we're going to talk about straw man, which deals with the maritime Admiralty law. Maritime law, maritime Admiralty law is a law of the sea. It's a law of the sea. And you think to wonder why they wanted you to think that you came off of a boat. You understand me? Now I'm going to bring this information to you. Check it out. Let's start with this right here. The form of law was originally created to govern docking and foreign nations for the import and export of products and resources. It deals with banking and merchant affairs, not civil affairs. When a product is taken off of a ship and brought into a foreign land, that nation takes custody of the resource and account for it with a certificate. That certificate marks the birth date of that product and the custody of that respective nation. Think of why it is required to have a a certificate of a live birth in the first place. Everyone with a birth certificate is defined as being owned. People are used as collateral with the nation because the United States corporate America is bankrupt. The United States of America was declared bankruptcy March 9th, 1933. At this point, the U.S. began taking out loans from a private non-government affiliated corporation called the Federal Reserve. With no money to pay back the loans, the U.S. corporate America began to use the citizen as collateral. All birth and marriage certificates are literally warehouse receipts. Just look at the similarities of warehouse receipt and birth certificate. Both document the date of issue, a serial number, registration number, or receipt number, the description of the product, and an authorized informant to notify the appropriate government agency. So you see, those of you that believe in the United States corporate America, I'm telling you right now, these people are slave holders. They're not dealing with the laws of the land. They can't do it. They're not from this land. They're dealing with the laws of the sea. They're pirates. And they have labeled you with the underlying knowledge as a straw man. Anytime a pig, someone says to you, stops you on the streets and say a person must have this or a person must have that, if they don't say natural person, then if you accept that, that's you saying that you accept yourself as a corporate entity, a corporation, and they write your name on your birth certificate or your California ID card in capital letters, saying to the world, a United Nations, a United World Court, that we're not dealing with natural people, we're dealing with corporations, fictions, slaves. You understand me? So those of you who think that you're free, you're not free. You're still a slave. You understand me? This is what we call maritime amity law, from the sea. You're a straw man. So in order to free yourself from the slave holders and for you to stop being a slave, you need to claim your nationality. You need to claim your birthrights. You need to claim your name, claim your land, claim your inheritance. You can't do it under the name of brands of blacks, Negro, colored, African American. If you call yourself a colored person, you're saying to the world that yes, okay, I'm artificial. I'm not a real person. So then if they start abusing you, misusing you, locking you up, miseducating you, and you know that you're being miseducated, and you don't try to do anything about the situation, then you're saying to you and your own children that yes, we're going to accept ourselves as being slaves. Now how do you free your children up? You got to give them this information so that they can do it. You got to understand who the Romans are. The Romans are the collective nations from the United States corporates, Europeans, from England, from Britain, Scotland, French, Germany, Russian. All these Europeans are collectively Romans. And their idea is to keep you as a slave wherever they go. And Christianity is not religious. Christianity is a political system. That's what the war is all about. To bring the Moors out of the power and bring in the Christianity into power. You understand? Even though we taught that real knowledge way back 10,000 years ago, but we didn't call it Christianity. You understand? They took it and flipped it and enslaved you with a belief-dying system. You understand me? So what you need to do is, man, go to the Moorish Science Temple of America, study what Noble Drew Ali did. You understand me? Now, otherwise, you're going to continue to have sorrow, tears, and blood. You will continue to have sorrow, tears, and blood from this brother. I got this from a song of this brother back in the 70s. Name was Fela Kuti, a brother out of Nigeria. Fela Kuti. He made a song called Sorrow, Tears, and Blood. And that's what we're going through right now today. Sorrow, tears, and blood. And you will continue to have sorrow, tears, and blood if you don't go and get a good education. And what is considered a good education? Number one, a good education is know thyself. Identify yourself. That's what a good education is. Who are you? What's your flag look like? What your ancient forefathers' name was? Who are they? Who are you today? Y'all the same people. You just been branded when the Europeans came into power, when they all came collective up as one, which we used to be all collective as one. We ruled the world for so many thousand years. Then we started dividing ourselves. And that's how they came into power, because all of them came together as one. We were all divided from this nation here, this nation there. Around the world was all divided, so they went picking us off like grapes off a tree, one by one. All of them came in together, picking up one by one. And so when the Moors had their final fall, that's when they was able to go around the world and came over here into Mexican Morocco. That's where we at, Mexican Morocco. And then they conquered you because we're civilized people. That once the Moors came out, once they defeated them, they were able to come over here and do this there. But if you would read the Peace Treaty of 1787 and the letter that George Washington wrote back in 1789 to the Emperor of Morocco, Muhammad III, then you would know that this is your land. That as long as they keep you believe that you came off of a slave boat, if they can get you to believe that, then they're going to continue to use the maritime amity law on you and your children. And that's what you're going to inherit. And that's what they're going to inherit. Slavery. You're going to continue to be a slave no matter what. You understand me? Now, the DMB, those are organized criminals. But Negro, black, and colored, who are claiming to be something that they're not, will continue to be used and abused like slaves through this entity, the DMV. He's continue to be that slave. Now I want to talk about why these so-called black people crews of movie stars, athletes, singers, ones with big money. Why don't they ever help the so-called black people in their own neighborhood where they grew up at? Why don't they do it? There's a reason for that. Number one, they calling themselves black. And when you black, call yourself black, out of your verbally call yourself that, you're saying to the world that, yeah, you're still a slave. So when you go out and make the money through the European's camera, through his company, and when you get too much money, he comes to you and tell you, look, you want to keep getting this money, you cannot help your own people, the so-called black people. Don't help them. You can go over to a Cuban line, which you know is Africa, and help them, whether it's Nigeria, whether it's Kenya, whether it's Senegal, you can go help them. But you can't help the ones where you live at, where you grew up at. You can't help them because you're part of that European system because he's your God. He tells you what to do. Because he's going to tell you, if you don't continue to continue to do what we tell you to do, we're going to take that money from you. And he can do it too because he's your God, because he's your black, right? You got to pay him his tax. You know he's going to take everything you got, right? So it don't belong to you no way. Because you don't even belong to you. You belong to him. You're Rome's property. Can you get that in your head? You understand that? You're Rome's property. Negro, blacks, and colored African Americans are Rome's property. Now, if you want to free yourself, you're talking about that your ancient forefathers, then you claim the Moorish nationality. You're Moor, Asiatic. Instead of calling yourself the black man, call yourself an Asiatic man. A Moorish, a Moor, Asiatic man. That's the Asiatic brother over there. Asiatic sister over there. Stop saying black man over there, black sister over there. Say Asiatic. You understand me? Come into knowledge of self. Get this knowledge in. So these so-called black athlete entertainers, we can't get. That's why they don't. That's why you be complaining about because they never help their own people in their own get because their master told them not to do it. They told them not to help them. Same thing happened with Black Wall Street because they call it black. They couldn't go to international court and defend and sue this man for genocide, a murderer of the brand black. When have black ever got something accomplished? Black votes don't help to get nothing. And they can tie those votes up whenever they want to because, number one, you probably use a European name anyway. Smith, Davis, Neal, Jones, Johnson. You belong to him. That's a brand that denotes you that you're his property. You understand me? So if you need to get this in your head, and the preachers, they part of Rome. You got people that look like you, who helped the Europeans to enslave you and your people, who you think is your friend, the one, especially one in the church house, the teachers. Understand? Let me name the 5 families for you before I go. You got entertainment family. You got the religion family. You got the educated family. You got the politician family, and you got the family of economic and wealth. And when you get out of line, they put these people on TV to tell you to come get back in line. Everybody calm down. All these people are calling themselves black. Those black families are owned by the Roman Europeans, and they'll never help you. They always tell you to go and pray to your God, his God, to keep you mentally in bondage, mentally enslaved. You understand me? Get out of that system. Get your mind moved. Think in a different life. You can always go back, but try something different. All right? I self-law am master. I took ill a mano. I'm out.